Oh, there it goes. Hey, I'm gonna give it this a second, see who comes in. Yeah. So, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Welcome to the live. For those of you who are returning here with Tonae Star, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So, full transparency, I had already started this message, and this is why I decided to go live because I struck a nerve with some higher up, some people that's spying on you, someone that didn't want you to know that you're being spied on, or at least they didn't want it talked about. Okay, because right now we have a current situation. The current situation is that many of you have clarity. You got awareness, you got insight, right? Insight and clarity about your purpose, insight and clarity about how to stay in a serene space, how to have peace, right? Many of you have moved into this energy of calm, keeping hope, having faith. This is the current situation. You're actually even having and finding emotional fulfillment. Now, even with this emotional fulfillment as the current situation, it's like you're not content because everything's all rainbows and butterflies. No, you're content because you're learning to take lessons and the fact that you have gained clarity about this, right? So that's the current situation as it currently stands. The fact that many of you really are much more aware, and this awareness has brought, for some of you, some heat, because the challenge to this is the fact that many of you are intuitive. You have psychic abilities. It's a part of your purpose. For some of you, the challenge is that somebody knows that they need to apologize or they want to apologize, right? For some of you, the challenge is the fact that you have clarity. Someone wants to give a message, and this message could have to do with the love offering, but they don't know how to necessarily come forth. This could be someone who's somewhat immature and or naive. That's the challenge. Now, what caused the problem with the video, because this is my third time doing it, and I just decided I'm going to go live with this. I started to talk about the foundation, the heart of a matter, right? And we know foundation is anything that it's the base, it's what holds it. You know what I mean? If you're going to build a building, you need a strong foundation. So at the foundation of you gaining this clarity, many of you got this clarity because you started to see what was at the heart of the matter, what the foundation was literally built on. And for some of you, this foundation that's been built, you actually starting to see through it that it's a faulty foundation. We have the Tower and the Page of Swords, and then the Ten of Coins in the reverse. So, Tower. This tower is falling down because it's been built on a faulty foundation. And many of you have awareness and clarity about this. You've gained insight about this. And because you have clarity, it's creating a shocking event for those who wanted to stay behind the veil. And for many of you, this behind the veil is legacies, families, families that have what we would say is old money. When I say old money, I'm talking about those that are in the 12, 13 families, whatever it is, right? Those that would spy on you. Page of Swords. If you see even this Page of Swords, he's got a camera right there. That camera tells me for some of you are being spied on through your own device, your phone, right? For some of you, unbeknownst to you. This is a shocking event because many of you have gained revelation about this. For some of you, this is also those that will do anything for the love of money, to keep the money in their family. Now, I had a few scenarios that I was going about with this message, but it seems that the one that struck the chord was me talking about these families that do anything for money. Yes, they will spy on you. Yes, they'll create sudden changes by implementing certain policies that get written into law, but not law for them, just law for you and your family and your loved ones. Those ones that only marry certain people or they marry for the money, that get bailed out when they bankrupt, that will get bailed out and file bankruptcy, is what I was going to say through that. That have all of these behind the scenes contracts. So they want to watch everything you do, but they don't want you to watch and know everything they do. Those that create financial crises for others. Those that have these inherited family feuds. And I know they still even messing with this channel right now. The reason I know is because this channel is live right now. And there's never not been once where I've gone into live and there not be one person to catch the live. But we still gonna do this video. You see, there's a reckoning that's occurring. This foundation, and this is at the heart of the matter. The divine is striking this tower down. And for some of them, it's going to feel like a sudden upheaval. The fact that their legacy old money is going to be wiped out, that no matter how much they spy and create unfairness, create chaos, that being the heart of the matter, there is going to be a sudden upheaval. So let's go a little bit further with this. Let's find out what's happening in the near future with these sudden changes that's at the heart of the matter, with these faulty foundations that are being torn down. And they're being torn down because we are in this age of Aquarius where there's more clarity. The Ace of Swords, the Star, and the Nine of Cups. Where many of you may not have felt able to receive emotional fulfillment or just feel good, there is going to be things that allow you to feel more satisfied within self. Let's find out what's in the near future. What does the near future hold? Especially for these lovers of money. The heart of the foundation is also many of you having a thirst for knowledge. Anything else in the near future? We have the Two of Wands and the Chariot at the split of the deck. The Chariot here is in the reverse as well as the Two of Wands. So many of them who are doing things just for the love of money will not be able to move forward. They won't be able to create obstacles and block many others. Many people are finding direction and they're facing the opposition, not feeling powerless. In the near future, many of them are going to be lacking strategies to come up to create chaos and crises for people, for the collective as a whole. They'll be doing their best to make adjustments, is what I'm getting here. But what actually came out is, I feel like I must have picked this deck up in reverse, but we're going to do it anyway. The Knight of Cups in the reverse, the Ace of Cups, Four of Cups, all in the reverse. Ten of Swords in the reverse, and the Hangman. So, in the near future, some of them may feel heartbroken or receive messages of disappointment because it will be a time of reflection. Ace of Cups here. With the near future, there is going to come a point where there feels like there's no action or movement that can be taken. Some of them may be feeling even somewhat restless because of this disappointment. And because there's a like divine feminine energy is making a comeback, there's a comeback within like not carrying burdens, especially burdens to pay bills, burdens to live up to a certain standard that has been programmed within you. In the near future, many people are finding a ways to repair within themselves emotionally, and they're moving on, gaining new perspectives. Hangman's up, right side up. So gaining new perspectives, awakening, and letting go of certain mindsets about money, about having a love for money. Isn't there a saying that says something like, well, we know it is, the root of evil is not money itself, but the love of money? Those that simply have the love of money and no care of compassion for others, they're going to now have to face that same energy being reciprocated back to them. This is what's occurring in the very near future. Many of them won't be able to rest the way that they used to. Oh, you got it upside down. Let's find out what's in the environment. And this won't be a long live. I'm just going to do it to get the message out. Because when I started talking about that old money, my video got cut 3 times. When I started talking about the fact that they spy on you through your devices, through microchips, through nanotechnology, and that they don't want you to know about it or even talk about it, to not even think about it, but that it's actually happening. Let's find out what's in the environment. What are the external influences which may or will affect the outcome? I don't care if you don't let the video get posted. The message is still going out into the ethers. Don't get it twisted. You hear me. You see me too, don't you? What's in the external environment? What's in the external environment which may or will affect this outcome? I have a King of Swords upright and a Queen of Wands upright. So these are actually people. These could be people that are a part of this family, this cult, this coven, this organization, because that's what it's given. But family, doesn't that look like a father? Father knows best, I just heard. King of Swords. A father and someone who feels they're too stylish. This is in the environment. Someone who, King of Swords, I get doing it by the book, but this could be this family book because the Ten of Coins is in the reverse. So this is like some great grandfather saying, we did it this way. We always do it this way. You got to do it by the book. I also get legal matters with this King of Swords. mind over matter, someone who's very much logical, not so much in touch with their emotions. This is what's in the environment. There's also a Queen of Wands here. They're both in the upright. So I'm going to take it as these are people who are being able to see that maybe the love of money isn't everything. Yeah, it may be able to have you get the nicest name brand, the nicest weave, the best makeup. I mean, look at her, right? The ball gown dress, all the fortitudes of all the quote unquote riches of life, right? Even look at this King of Swords. This man wearing a whole fur suit, fur coat, but he's in the upright. So this is someone who's very regimented, very stern. Tell me more about these. Let's I want to get more about this King of Swords and this Queen of Wands in the environment. Let's find out who these people are and what they got to say. Why they showing up here in the environment? Are they a part of this family that has a love for money? That's always allowed to watch others? Contacts in the NSA, the ABC boys is what I'm gonna call them. I heard somebody else say that on their channel. Well, I've heard it a few times. The ABCs, you know what I'm talking about. They all have letters. FDA, all of them, right? Connections to say that this is safe and this isn't safe. This vaccine should be given or this shouldn't be given. And I say what I say. I said it. Judgment's being called on this King of Swords. The divine is calling judgment. Tell me more about this King of Swords and this judgment. They want to go in a new direction, take a leap of faith. This is someone who is awakening to that their family is all about this love of money and financial gains. And they don't care who else loses in order for them to gain the money. Tell me about this Queen of Wands then. Is this a couple? Who's this Queen of Wands? I see the ten of Cups at the bottom. Tell me about this Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands in the environment. Clarify this Queen of Wands. Who is this Queen of Wands? What does she have? Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is someone who wants a new beginning, and she's finding the strength to move towards this new beginning. So it could be moving away from this family. What came out? We have the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and the Emperor. So this Queen of Wands is someone who does have the material possessions as well as the quote unquote physical beauty, but she doesn't want to just be about beauty and not so much even just about money. She wants equal give and take, and someone who can actually offer equal give and take, own their own ish, and stand up to even those in their family that would have them do anything for money. She's like she's got her own pinnacles. If you're a boss, then you know how to think and when and where and how to share your pinnacles, or do you have to do everything your family says? Mommy dearest, I'm hearing. Somebody's got a mother that dictates when and where and how they can date and who can be a part of the family. But there's a new opportunity here if they can tap into their courage. Look at there, and the Ace of Cups and the Magician after that, and use the tools that they have to move to a peaceful place when it comes to these burdens that the family is carrying. Move to a peaceful place, new beginnings in love, creative endeavors, and the actions to be taken, but having the strength to use the tools that you have, the wisdom that you've gained, the clarity that you have, the hope, the healing, the faith to move towards your purpose. Look, here's the star again up under that. To be able to see through these oh, God dang, hold on. And then to see through these family illusions was what I was going to say, and the Ten of Cups popped out with the Death card. Oh my goodness. And then the Ten of Pentacles and the High Priestess. And then there is the Empress and the Justice card. If you want things to balance out, can you tap into the side of you that is nurturing and compassionate? Use your intuition about what is occurring, especially when it comes to family and how we move forward as family, especially concerning those who are in families that feel like they can control and dictate how other people's lives should go. Now, whether this be your personal family, because we're looking at this on levels. You hear them say it all the time. There's levels to this. So for many of you, this is within your own family dynamic. You have a mother that wants to tell you who you can date, when you should date, how you should date, what you should do with your money. They feel they know best. It could also be a father for some of you. Take it as it resonates. For moving up to the next level, this then moves outside of the family, and we start talking about those that are quote unquote in power, those families that, oh, okay, I heard it. Y'all know what I'm gonna talk about right now? One family in particular. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on something different tonight because they could have just left me alone and let me do my little video, but that video got cut off twice. But the family I want to talk about is DuPont. Do y'all know anything about the DuPont family? Let me just say, if there was a family that actually poisoned the whole world, it would have been DuPont. This is the ones that knew that there were certain chemicals that were literally polluting water from all of the plants where they were working, even their employees. They didn't tell a lot of these people why they were getting sick, and even in the air. And then they still, after they knew and did the studies for pans and pots, and that's why many of you, when it comes to the things you're cooking in, be more selective. Don't just take I don't want to say cheap, it's not about cheap, but it's the coating that's on the pots. Anything made with Teflon, you are literally poisoning yourself and your family. We already have so many other poisons that we have to overcome with the red dye number 40 in our food, with the GMO, and then the things that you even cook your food with. So when you go shopping for pots and pans, you look for something that does not have Teflon in it. And if you want to know more about the DuPont family, DuPont, please go to YouTube and just watch the documentaries and see what has occurred. It's just too much for me to even go into, and it is actual truth. This isn't just me speculating. You do the research for yourself. I'm not telling you to take my word for anything. When I say something, please go back and check it. And then when you become aware, Ace of Swords, and you've gained clarity and truth, make sure you share that information with someone else. Because awareness is how we're going to overcome a lot of these families that really don't give two shits, one shit, about anything that occurs to you and your family. They don't care about the smaller collective, just about what they have and what they can get, and how you can continue to be a workhorse for them. Now that that rant is over, I'm going to start to wrap this up. I'm not even doing the hopes and fears. I'm going to go for the outcome and then just get some oracle, because I'm in a different kind of energy tonight. But I make no qualms about what I say, and I said what I said. Outcome, please, and thank you. Divine Creator Source, What is the potential outcome for this reading? And I thank you for the messages that have come forth. I thank you for giving me the willingness, the courage, and even the message to share with others that they may do their own research and become more aware and more clear into what is occurring around them so that we may heal collectively as well as individually. And so it is. Ashe and amen. Outcome, please. What is the outcome? Thank you. Anything else? Anything else? Here's that Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck that came out to clarify this Queen of Wands. So what came out? So much. Let's see. We have the World and the Eight of Cups. That's one section. And then I have all of these. I'm going to get to it. The World and the Eight of Cups. So many of us are walking away from things. We are now clear and have awareness and insight as to how it does not benefit us. In whatever way, shape, or form this is occurring with you, we can call it love, we can call it money, the love of money, we can call it limiting beliefs and thoughts, we can call it programming. Walking away from things you've been programming. You need the Dolce and Gabbana, you need the red bottoms, you need the BBL, you need, and I'm not saying don't do any of these things. Anything that gives you peace within your spirit, then do it. But allow it to be that you have the peace about doing this, not because it's been programmed into you or not because someone said this is what it takes for you to be somebody. You were already somebody when you were created, naturally and wonderfully made. So many of us are closing out chapters, ending stories, walking away from what doesn't serve you, from what you've been programmed to believe, from the love of money, from families that don't. Many of you have gained clarity about spiritually who and what it is that you see, hear, and now know, things that you're now aware of, and you're willing, able, and ready to release it and walk away. Anything that is emotionally unfulfilling. And you're doing it with the quickness. Eight of Wands here. Many of you are speaking your peace, you're gaining peace, you're giving clarity, you're sharing clarity. We have the Eight of Wands upright, the Eight of Coins as well upright, the Nine of Coins. So we have Eight of Cups out here, Eight of Coins, and Eight of Wands. 888, abundance in mindset, energy, spirit, body, physically. Seven of Swords and the Empress as well upright. So the outcome is walking away, ending chapters, gaining rewards for your diligence and putting in the work. Eight of Coins here. The work to become more aware, to gain more clarity, to share that clarity with others, to help others become aware so that they can make the best decisions for themselves, not so that you can be their dictator, not so that you can be their controller. An Empress is a very caring, compassionate individual. She feels like everyone in her kingdom should be able to eat and thrive. She's already fully abundant. What more does she need? She's got a crown, more than enough abundance, and then she shares the abundance. There is more than enough for everyone. There's no need to hoard all of the resources and think that only a few should have it. That's not what this is about. And this is a present, very possible outcome. Someone gaining status because they can share their abundance. And allow not just for themselves to take it easy, but for others to take it easy. One of the things we've been programmed with, especially here in America, is to be in the rat race. You got to go, go, go. You got to do this and do that and do this to get money. You got to always be hustling. You got to be striving, not thriving. Pay attention to the words. Striving to get that next this, the next lover, the next money, car, house, dot, dot, dot. You put it in there. constantly, always on the go. That's over because we are moving into this age of epiphanies, of finding better ways to do things. I didn't say easier, I said better. Because sometimes things are difficult before it gets easier. But anything that starts out difficult eventually does get easy. Think about when you first started to drive. You probably had two hands on the wheel, turned the radio down, had the seatbelt class. Now you whipping that thing around with one hand. Or when you started to walk, you stumbled in the beginning. And now you can run a marathon if you want. So things may start out difficult. Does it mean it can't be done? No, it means keep going. It does get done. But you have to know that you can change the program, that you can reprogram. And it does take sticking with the work, it does take mastering some things, but there will be swift progression, quicker and easier than you thought it would be. And those that move in cowardly energy will be seen that much more easier with this seven of swords here. Those that want you to feel like you're not seeing what you're seeing, it's not really like that. I mean, we programmed you to be this way. Just focus on this. Focus on getting the money. Focus on getting another job to work longer hours. No, you don't need to spend time with your family, and you don't need to relax and do self-care. Get on your job, work two or three of them, and what does it matter if you can't really barely pay for your house or your house poor? Just keep going. Eventually you'll get there. Go to school. Work a little harder. One day you'll own a house. Of course, we'll take it back from you through property taxes, but you did it. Miss me with that. That's the outcome. Let's get an oracle and then I can wrap this up. Y'all enjoyed my live, even though you ain't showing it to other people. I hope you did. Yes. What is the oracle? To assist in this message, divine creator, source, ancestors for our highest evolving and elevation, what message would you have the collective to know as we're closing this out? Thank you for the clarity, the insight, and the wisdom. And this is the Romy Oracle that I'm pulling from. What is the closing message? I feel this one. It says the lion and the deer, and it's card number 22. The lion and the deer. So this is a new one for me. I am going to read you guys what it says. And this is what it looks like, the lion and the deer. There's a poem that goes before this, and it says, when you enter the garden of the heart, you become fragrant like a rose. When you fly towards heaven, you become graceful like the angel. If you get burned like oil, you become brilliant. When you become thin like hair and yearning, your joy leads the way. You'll be the kingdom and the king. You'll be paradise and the guardian angel. You'll be infidelity and you'll be faith. You'll be the lion and you'll be the deer. That was a poem that goes with this. So this is kind of long. I'm going to paraphrase it, okay? It says, you are the lion and the deer. You are bold, fierce, and vibrant. And you are silent, sweet, and gentle. If I should come to you in arrogance, you roar at me until my falsehood quakes. And that's what many of you are doing. You're roaring like the lionesses, the lions that you are, to dissipate any falsehood, any falsehoods. It says, give up, so terrified it gives up the game, and love conquest happens yet again. If I should come to you in arrogance, you roar at me until my falsehood quakes in fear. So terrified it gives up the game, and love's conquest happens yet again. If I should come to you in surrender and adoration, Open to whatever you may wish, you are so gentle with me. Like a deer, you offer me nothing to fear or resist, so that I too become sweet and gentle, longing to submit to your tender ministrations. So then I do not fear my own errors. For even if I stumble into arrogance, I shall be made wiser by your magnificent roar and become humble. Even if I become weak, I shall draw succor, evoking the tenderness in you. Whatever is needed to keep me true, true to love, is what you give me. For you are the holy lion, proud and mighty, and the sweet deer, gentle as the mildest breeze of spring. And then one last part I'm going to read. Hello, my old friend. Do you remember me? We are the oldest of friends, ancient soulmates we are, acquainted over many lifetimes past and through many lessons learned, together in the school of love. Hmm. Maybe that has something to do with this Queen of Wands and King of Swords. Lessons learned in the School of Love. So here we meet again in the advanced spiritual training of the human experience, with the earth as our classroom. The moment is upon us to leave behind what we have once known and to open up to the great mystery of life again. Our souls leaped from the divine oneness through the river of forgetfulness and now dive into a body and a life. What a journey that leap begins. Let us embark on the studious adventure together. And then it says, you are asked to bear the chaos of this rediscovery. It may be that talents from this or other lifetimes are reawakening and cause you some discomfort at first. And this is that Ace of Swords. That's the current situation that many of you are gaining more truth. For some of you, it's that you are reawakening gifts and talents from past lifetimes, and they may cause you some discomfort as you become more clear, more awakened and clear about certain things. The discomfort around you the discomfort that may be around you, this is what it looks like, the lion and the deer. The discomfort that may be around those talents are best expressed about overcoming shame, guilt, doubt, and other judgments. It may even be about who you are. If you now admit your talent or other emerging personality traits, perhaps what is being unearthed in you now is darker. Your sacred rage. Yeah, I felt like I tapped into some sacred rage tonight. Refusal to accept disrespect in your life, your inability to tolerate lies and deception. Well, then you are the lion and the deer. That is nature. There is to be both in the world. You are not becoming contradictory or hypocritical. You are becoming whole. And that's the perfect way to end this. Many of you are becoming whole. The Ace of Swords, the Star, the Nine of Cups. You're becoming whole through gaining clarity, awareness, and insight. It's allowing for inspiration to radiate through you and healing energy. And it's creating emotional fulfillments on multiple dimension planes throughout, I was going to say throughout multiple dimensions, planets, planes, spaces, people. And that has been this live. I already saw, you know what's funny? I'm sitting here and I was looking at the live. Now it says nobody actually saw the live, but I saw like 3 likes and then they disappeared. But that's okay because I'm not here. I don't do it for the likes. I do it because the message was called forth and I have delivered the message. And so it is. I want to thank you for joining me, Tonae Star, here with Tonae Star Enterprises. For those of you who come across this live, May you find that sacred rage within you that allows you to tap into awareness, insight, and clarity. Thank you for joining me.